Rise and shine. This is your morning Buzzcast for Wednesday, August 20th. I'm Austin Karp. ESPN on Tuesday rolled out some more news related to its direct-to-consumer streaming product that comes out tomorrow. This particularly NFL coverage on the app at launch. It was part of a press event in Manhattan at Disney's new HQ there. My colleague Rob Schaefer was on hand. He shared these tidbits from the event. So back on August 6th, it was announced that ESPN was going to bundle its full DTC service at launch, no waiting for a government approval here, with NFL Plus Premium. Well, we now know the price of that bundle, $40 a month. That'll launch September 3rd. And what do you get on ESPN's direct-to-consumer product as part of this bundle? You'll get NFL Network. You'll get Red Zone and other NFL-related content. That NFL Plus Premium, that's typically priced at $15 a month as a standalone product, so you'll get around a $5 discount bundling these together. Essentially a tease of much of the content that's going to be available once the government approves the NFL's 10% stake in Disney, but that might take 2 regular seasons. So this licensing deal, this deal separate from that, gets you that NFL content on the ESPN direct-to-consumer service pretty much at launch. Another tidbit, ESPN is going to relocate the set of Sunday NFL Countdown to this new Disney Manhattan headquarters this season. This is the same studio that hosts Live with Kelly and Mark. That's where you'll see the show this season. And finally, we knew August 6th that the ESPN direct-to-consumer app would get some NFL preseason action, and we now know it's going to be 5 out-of-market games this Saturday, August 23rd. Ravens, Commanders, Colts, Bengals, Texans, Lions, Bills, Buccaneers, Chargers, 49ers. You can get those on the ESPN direct-to-consumer app. We'll know more about the app's look and feel today and tomorrow as that gets up and running, and there are more reports. TKO Group's Mark Shapiro and WWE's Nick Khan told me last week that they got a peek at functionality of the new DTC app during talks between WWE and ESPN, and they were incredibly impressed. Can't wait to see it. My boss, Abe Madcore, is frequently talking about mixed-use development here on the Buzzcast. We also know that Ryan and Ashley Smith, owners of the Jazz and the NHL's Mammoth out in Salt Lake City, they have frequently been innovating and moving those franchises forward since buying them just a couple of years back. Now, the teams are set to get in on some of that ancillary revenue planning around the venue. Smith Entertainment Group and Live Nation are partnering to build a new indoor music venue in downtown Salt Lake City that's expected to host around 200 events annually, including 100 concerts. You have a capacity of around 6,000 there in the venue that's going to be right between Delta Center and the Salt Palace Convention Center. So ownership really trying to create a destination there in downtown SLC. That size, that capacity for the music venue, it's kind of on par with a lot of these music venues that have been built adjacent to some sports facilities. MGM Music Hall at Fenway, that holds around 5,000 fans. YouTube Theater, that was built attached to SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, similarly has a capacity of around 6,000. Now, demolition of portions of that convention center, that's not going to begin until around the first quarter of 2027, and the venue construction would not begin until after that, so some time there before that even gets going. The downtown district will be built with a combination of public and private funds. The Smiths are going to put in around $3 billion total into redeveloping this 3-block area in the city center. Now, Delta Center will continue to host concerts and other entertainment events. That capacity usually between 12 and 19,000 attendees. So big moves there for the Smiths once again in Utah, looking to create that Battery Atlanta type feel in downtown Salt Lake City. A couple of smart hires caught my eye Tuesday from the basketball world. First, Rock Entertainment Group appointed Allison Howard as the Cleveland WNBA expansion team's first president. That team's debut season is going to be in 2028. Now, Howard's going to continue in her roles with Rock Entertainment Group for now. That also includes a role as Cavaliers' Executive Vice President and Chief Commercial Officer. She'll hold that role until the end of this coming NBA season. Howard also previously served as president of the NWSL club in Kansas City. That's the current. She was there for the club's expansion in 2022. A second hire that caught my eye, Laura Meyer has been hired as the Rockets' Senior Vice President of Performance Marketing and Business Intelligence. That's a role she held with the Timberwolves and Lynx. She'll rejoin Ryan Tanke in Houston as he is now the COO there. Meyer had a big hand in helping the T-Wolves establish what is still ongoing, a 94-game home sellout streak, and she also helped make the Wolves the first to deploy 100% digital ticketing. Meyer, she's a 2025 SBJ game changer, spent 19 years in Minnesota working under Tanke there at the end. She is also now the fifth former T-Wolves or Minnesota Lynx executive to leave the organization since Mark Lore and A-Rod assumed or were about to assume control of the franchise from Glenn Taylor. So that front office is going to have a very, very different look under the new ownership duo in the Twin Cities. Some other quick hits to round things out this morning. Yahoo Sports' Kendall Baker, who for years has been aggregating a fantastic sports newsletter every morning. I first found it as Axios Sports. He was citing sources last night on some nuggets around the potential new MLB media deal, those rights that had existed with ESPN, but the details are still a bit hazy even after this report. So the gist of it, ESPN would be acquiring MLB.TV. Not MLB Network, the cable channel, but that digital package. It would give ESPN those local rights that Jimmy Pitaro told me he wanted in April. He was extremely interested in local for the ESPN direct-to-consumer product. Also, Netflix could likely be landing the home run derby. There have been reports out there about that. But how NBC or Apple would still be involved in any potential MLB deal looks like it's still up in the air, so some news still to watch out for there on MLB. The PGA Tour confirmed SBJ's reporting on the schedule for 2026, and it looks like it's going to reflect what the 2025 slate was. The most notable change is going to be a return to Doral in Miami in what's listed on the schedule as the Miami Championship. That tournament, slated for April 27th through May 3rd, is listed as a signature event but doesn't yet have a title sponsor. My colleague Josh Carpenter reports the tour is in talks with multiple unnamed companies on that big sponsorship deal. The tournament is also expected to be owned and operated by the tour, not by Donald Trump, who owns that course. The $6.1 billion sale of the Celtics from Wyc Grousbeck to a group led by Bill Chisholm, that became official on Tuesday. Chisholm expressed a desire to match Grousbeck's 2 NBA championships, a target date of March 31st, 2026. That's been set for the close of the sale of the Trailblazers to Hurricanes owner Tom Dundon. That would mean an exchange of the team with 6 games left in the 2025-26 regular season. And finally, Music City Baseball, that's the local ownership platform looking to bring an MLB team to Nashville, is continuing preparations in advance of a possible expansion opportunity. Yes, the process still years away, but MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred brought the possibility of expansion and realignment back to the forefront on Sunday Night Baseball. He appeared in the booth on ESPN during the Little League Classic. Music City Baseball, they've partnered with Lincoln Property, and they're already evaluating 2 different sites in the downtown Nashville area for a ballpark. The goal is to create a mixed-use development and ballpark entertainment district, again, similar to what the Braves have done with the Battery in Atlanta. So, that is your morning Buzzcast for Wednesday, August 20th. I'm Austin Karp. Make good choices out there, and I will speak to you all again soon.